Hey guys, so here's a question that a lot of people are asking themselves. Why am I still single? I'm going to try to answer that question for you today. My name is Fawn Peter. I'm a faith based mindset coach. I teach you using psychology and scripture how to think better to make your life better, to live better emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Let's dive into this. Now, a lot of people are asking themselves, why am I still single? And I'm going to keep it short and very as precise as I can because I don't want to confuse you and I tend to talk a lot. So I'm going to give you two major reasons which I personally believe that everything else falls under. Number one, you're not ready. What do I mean by this? A lot of us tend to sit and we worry. We wonder, I want to get married. I want a partner. I want to be a husband. I want to be a wife. I think that I am ready. I think I would love to have someone. I think I would love to have some, for some people, it's legitimate sex because you want someone you can actually have sex without feeling bad. For some people, it's I want a home. For some people, it's I want children. I'm ready to have kids. You hear some men say things like, I'm ready for a wife and kids. Well, are you ready to be a husband? Hear some women say, I'm ready to be a mother, but are you ready to be a wife? You hear some people say, I'm ready to get married. I don't want to do life alone. But are you ready to be a partner to someone? Now, it might sound like it's the same thing, but it's not. I'll tell you the difference. Wanting a wife and kids means you want someone there to take care of you, to do all the do with, to go through life with. You want to have children, you want to build your legacy, or whatever reasons you want it for. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have come to a place where you are ready to step into your not just responsibilities and duties, your essence. I I love I love the fact that I put it that way because it's not just some people would say, but I'm ready to step into my responsibilities. I'm ready to provide. I'm ready to bring money to feed my family, to pay fees, to take care of my wife, etc. But you're not ready to step into the essence of being a husband. You have stepped into the responsibilities in your mind, or you're ready to step into the responsibilities, but you're not ready to step into the essence. Being a husband and father is more than just paying bills and you know financial provision. Is so much more. When you see a man who is happy and excited to be a husband and a father, it's so glaringly visible than the person who is happy and excited to have a wife and kids. They're both happy and excited. They're both ready to fulfill these positions or responsibilities. But one, it's more of an essence, and the other is more like a responsibility. And this is not an attack on men, it's the same thing with women. He proposed. I've got a ring. Now I'm a missus. Now I'm complete. Now I've got, a place among my peers. Now I'm this. Now I'm that. I can have a child, etc., etc. I can say my husband. My husband. By the way, I can't wait to say my husband. But you haven't sat down to think, what does it mean to be a wife? First of all, before children, because you go marry person before you born pikin. What does it mean to be a wife? Do I have it in me to submit and be happy while submitting? Do I have it in me to love, to nurture? Do I have what is the true essence of even being a wife? Am I a wife already, or I just want to be a wife? So we often feel like we're ready. We feel like we want this. We feel like, oh my God, but you're not really ready. And when you sit down with yourself and ask yourself these questions, you realize that, oh dear, I thought I was ready, but I'm not ready. You see, even though I do want to get married, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get married, and I will get married. I realized that I'm kind of grateful for God not allowing me to get married years back. Not that I was really looking or interested. I only started doing that, a couple of years back. I only got interested because I was building. But I'm like, imagine I had gotten married 3 years ago. The person I am now, from like 2023, 2024, even to the end of it, totally different. And I'm grateful because it took God bringing me to a point where I ended and I gave up and He began for me to realize that, girl. And my walk with God has pushed me so much into my femininity. I'm now so much softer. And because of that, I believe that I can actually trust a man because I'm not really trusting you, I'm trusting God in it. So if I'm married to a man who's submitted to God, this is why as Christians, you cannot be unequally yoked. One who is submitted to God and equally yoked, even as a Christian, it heightens things for me. And even if I'm not, because my anchor is God, I am able to fulfill the position of a wife. And fulfilling the position of a wife is not just about, oh, submission, you lose your voice, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you don't realize that for women, when you're able to step into that position of submission, buttery, melting, enjoyment, and letting a man lead, it's sweet. It nurtures you. It helps your hormones. It helps your body, pushes into femininity. It's enjoyable. And femininity does not mean you lose your voice. It doesn't mean you're not a strong woman. It doesn't mean you don't have a career. It doesn't mean you don't win at life. It doesn't mean you don't voice your opinions. The problem is oftentimes people mistake those things. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. The point here is sit down with yourself. First of all, do the homework and the research. What does it mean to be a husband? What does it mean to be a wife? Not what does it mean to have wife and kids? What does it mean to have a husband? No. What does it mean to you be a husband? To you be a wife? Because when you start to think, I want a wife and kids, it's about that person, that thing that you want. I want a husband. But when you say, I want to be a wife, question is, what does that even mean? Why didn't I just say, I want a husband? I want to be a wife. Oh, what does that mean? I want to be a husband. Oh, what am I going to do? Being like, you have to define what it means for yourself. If you want us to do that, say so in the comment and I'll do so in another video. But by the time you assess all of these and you come to a place where you realize, bro, I'm not ready. I have to start working on myself to get myself ready. Once you start doing that, your mind, your body, your spirit, your behavior, your character, a lot of things change about you. Now you're doing the work, right? You're learning patience as a woman support. My God, I'm here to serve in marriage. I'm not just here to have sex, to be loved. I'm here to actually be served, both as a man and as a woman. As a man, I'm literally laying my life down and I'm doing it with joy. I have so evolved to the point where I understand this, I see this, and I'm joyfully doing it. As a woman, I'm joyfully submitting. I am happy to do this. I'm serving someone for the rest of my life and then my children, and I don't see it as jail or bondage. I am happy and I'm gonna pick someone who is right, who also serves me and the cause and God. And I am well at like you, there's this joy. So you're at that point. And when we talk about being prepared, it also involves your mindset. The power of the mind is crazy. And as a Christian, the way you think, what you confess, it's power, it's prophecy. So the more you think in from a ready place and you confess it from a ready place, not just by mouth, like, oh, I'm ready for a husband, I want a wife. No. When every part of it is aligned with it, it's powerful. That's the power of faith and alignment with God. And once God knows you're ready, He brings it. And maybe before you were choosing wrong people, you found yourself in relationships where it was always one ridiculous thing after the other. And you just kept wondering, why are the streets crazy? The streets are red. Now that you're doing the work in yourself, there's a saying that goes, once you see something, you start noticing it everywhere. Before you didn't see it or know it, you never noticed it. So now once your brain is awakened and you are more aware of self and working on yourself, growing and learning, you begin to see all the ridiculous toxic traits that you didn't even know they were in front of you and you didn't know. And you begin to see things for what they really are. You're able to then pick better people and you just might end up married more quickly than you thought.